Number 10. Anthony Johnson faced Ryan Bader in a 3-round light heavyweight bout at UFC on Fox 18. In the fight, Ryan Bader immediately went for a takedown, where Anthony Johnson was able to stuff it. Anthony Johnson took control on the ground, where in desperation, Ryan Bader went for a Kimura lock, but failed to secure it. Anthony Johnson moved to full mount and unleashed his vicious ground and pound, finishing the fight by TKO. Number 9. Tyron Woodley faced Dong Yong Kim in a 3-round welterweight bout at UFC Fight Night 48. In the fight, Dong Yong Kim went for a spinning elbow, but Tyron Woodley saw it coming and threw a hard overhand right to the back of Dong Yong Kim's head, immediately dropping him, and finished the fight with punches to get the TKO victory. Number 8. Conor McGregor faced Nate Diaz in a 5-round welterweight bout at UFC 196. In the fight, Conor McGregor had dominated the first round, bloodying Nate Diaz up with hard shots. In the second round, Nate Diaz picked up the pace and landed a clean 1-2 combination, stunning Conor McGregor. Nate Diaz unloaded a barrage of punches, where Conor McGregor shot in for a takedown, but was stuffed by Nate Diaz, who easily made it into full guard and eventually got a rear naked choke finish. Number 7. Ben Rothwell faced Matt Mitrione in a 3-round heavyweight bout at UFC Fight Night 68. In the fight, Matt Mitrione was having great success on the feet, landing clean shots. All of a sudden, he went for a takedown, in which Ben Rothwell was able to stuff it and wrapped his hands around his neck, securing a go-go choke, which led Matt Mitrione to immediately tap. Number 6. Chad Mendes faced Conor McGregor for the interim UFC featherweight title at UFC 189. In the fight, Chad Mendes was able to take Conor McGregor down and held him there for the remainder of the first round. In the second round, Chad Mendes was able to take him down again, in which he started raining down hard elbows. Out of nowhere, he went for a guillotine choke, where Conor McGregor was able to slip out, and the fight was back on the feet. Conor McGregor pressured Chad Mendes, landing heavy shots, eventually finishing the fight by TKO, and became the interim UFC featherweight champion. Number 5. Frank Mir faced Antonio Nogueira for the second time at UFC 140. In the fight, Antonio Nogueira had great success on the feet, dropping Frank Mir and went for a choke, but Frank Mir reversed the position and locked in a Kimura lock, breaking Antonio Nogueira's arm. Number 4. Chris Weidman defended his UFC middleweight title against Luke Rockhold at UFC 194. In the fight, both fighters were going back and forth, and it was a closely contested fight. In the 4th round, Chris Weidman threw a lousy wheel kick, in which Luke Rockhold was able to take Chris Weidman down, finishing the fight by TKO in the 4th round, becoming the new UFC middleweight champion of the world. Number 3. Anderson Silva defended his UFC middleweight title against Chris Weidman at UFC 162. In the fight, Chris Weidman was able to secure the takedown and was able to do damage. The fight eventually made it to the feet, where Anderson Silva was clowning around and wasn't taking Chris Weidman seriously. In the second round, Anderson Silva was just messing around and was mocking Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman then threw a flurry of punches, clipping Anderson Silva with the left hook, dropping him to the canvas, where he rained down punches, finishing the fight by TKO, becoming the new UFC middleweight champion of the world. Number 2. Anderson Silva defended his UFC middleweight title against Chael Sonnen at UFC 117. In the fight, Chael Sonnen repeatedly secured the takedown and unleashed his full aggression, putting a one-sided beating on Anderson Silva for 4 rounds. In the 5th round, he took Anderson Silva down and allowed him to control his wrist, where Anderson Silva was able to quickly lock in a triangle choke. He then switched it into a triangle armbar, forcing Chael Sonnen to tap. Number 1. Anderson Silva defended his UFC middleweight title against Chael Sonnen for the second time at UFC 148. In the fight, Chael Sonnen took Anderson Silva down and held him there for the remainder of the first round. In the second round, Chael Sonnen went for a spinning back fist out of nowhere, missing Anderson Silva, and fell straight to the canvas. Anderson Silva landed a hard knee to his chest and threw hard strikes, finishing the fight by TKO, retaining his title.